Do you know how the jingle goes?
I don't. You're going to have to remind me.
Really? I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
No
I have your hit single in my head, so that's
How does that go?
I'm a queen, and this is my realm. I'm a queen. Many, many verses.
Yeah. Repeated.
Repeated.
Okay, so the jingle for Time Waste Radio is... Sorry. Time Waster Radio. Radio for those who refuse to listen. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
So I'll just do 1, 2... I'm going on 3. 1, 2, 3. Time Waster Radio. Radio for those who refuse to listen. You want to try it once on your own? Am I ruining it?
No, you're not. No.
Let's do it one more time.
I'm just getting the giggles because that's just what you do. Because it feels like we're in study hall.
This is study hall.
This is study hall. So
You've got your paper.
I've got my La Croix. I've got my papers.
Mm-hmm. Your paints.
My paints.
You paint with gouache.
Paint with gouache, and I also am going to do a reading because Moon is going into Pisces in hours, in like 4 hours. So
I'm a Pisces.
I know. We're going to do a pertinent reading for you.
Oh.
But okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Okay.
I've never heard the leather one before.
Oh, yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Time Waster Radio. Radio for those who refuse to listen. Perfect. All right. Today. Oh, sorry. I just made a noise right after that. Today we have a special guest, as per the always. And would the guest like to introduce themselves?
Hi, I am special guest.
Could you?
Sorry.
What's your name?
Right. Hi, my name is Michelle Morby, and I am today's special guest du jour.
Okay, we have Michelle Morby, Michelle L. Morby.
Yes, thank you. Respect the middle L, because there's already a Michelle Morby running around doing stuff. So, like, she's got the Gmail, and she's got other stuff, so I had to, like, exercise my capital L middle initial.
It's a complicated world we live in.
It is.
When it comes to names.
It is.
I know nothing about it.
No, I know.
So, yeah, if you want to look at Michelle's work, I think you can just find Michelle L. Morby on Instagram and or the interwebs.
You can find me, by looking at Michelle L. Morby on Instagram or Morbid Fascination. That's my handle. Or you can find me at my obscure website title, which is www.unpetitaperçu.com. But just Google Michelle L. Morby paintings, and it'll pop right up there.
We'll post a link on the website whenever we get enough funding and advertisers to help something like that happen.
Merci.
Okay, so Michelle. Michelle runs the. Do you want to start with the reading? You can.
I thought we should start with the reading and then we can go into more.
Go for it. I
just thought since it is, so we're reading from the Many Moons, 2018, Volume 2, July, December Almanac for people who follow the moon cycles. And so today is the 25th, but the full moon in Pisces is August 26th. So it's literally in hours. And
I'll be in flight.
You'll be in flight, and you are also a Pisces, so I thought this would be extra pertinent. It's a small reading, so we'll just go through it. So I just thought it would be good for Peter and all you listeners out there enjoying a full moon, or who is Pisces, or a lover of Pisces. And here we go. In some ways, Pisces represents death. At the last of the zodiac, Pisces contains the dying light before the renewal of self in Aries. In the darkness and the dying light, we can find insight and peace. Pisces is also the pathway into the spirit world. And of course, so is death. In Pisces is where we find our spirit self and our eternal self, the expansive self, and the interconnected self Pisces loses the ego and finds the soul. When Pisces is in the highest manifestation of egoless self, it can facilitate static reconnection with the source. Time falls away, wounds from the past are healed, and the presence and vanish, and with the timeless expansion of the personal energy can be felt. I just thought that was, interesting stuff to ponder.
It is. I listened to it like it was a Catholic mass. I'm pretty sure you know that I don't really subscribe to astrology, and I'm pretty adamant about that. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean I'm not willing to listen.
Well, since you are Captain Contrarian, I just thought it would be fun to bring in a little extra something. But
yeah, no, for sure. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Well,
what's interesting is that Pisces and Gemini, which I am, have two things in our symbol, because Pisces has two fish swimming away and swimming towards one another, and Gemini has the twins. And so we're both always dealing with these polarities, these dualities, so we're able to see both sides of many things. We can argue pro and con, many different topics. We like to get into it.
Is that why we do that?
I think that might be one of the many reasons why we do that, but I do feel like that's a kind of a kindred thing we got.
It's fascinating because also I will say I have a cadre of close Gemini friends, and I only know that because Geminis like to talk about their astrology. I'm just kidding.
It's because we're not popular. That's why. Nobody likes the Gemini except Pisces, apparently.
My dad's a Gemini. Yeah, anyway. And Crystal's a Gemini. Blah, blah, blah. Who else? I feel like there's a lot of June birthdays in my life. You? Anyways, whatever. We're in California, so I feel that's appropriate. That was like a Bible verse as far as I'm concerned, so...
Excellent.
Welcome to church.
Exactly.
And I've been walking past USF every morning with your lovely dog, Viva, who I refer to as Mr. Puddles.
Yes, it is, it's a special dog that has a secret identity.
Yes.
Mr. Puddles.
Several at this point.
Several, yes. But yeah, full name, Viva Las Vegas, but Viva for those who are intimate.
Excusez-moi.
No.
Viva Las Vegas. Okay, well, so Michelle also runs the dinner party residency, which currently is rotating. I think I have the record for being the most attended for said residency.
Yes, you hold the reigning title for the most days, but I think Miss Laura Onsell might be second.
Definitely second. Finally, one thing I can beat Laura Onsell at. She'll catch up.
She'll catch up. Yes. So yeah, I'd love to. Well, sure, I'd love to talk about the residency.
Yeah, why don't you explain what it is?
So, the dinner party residency is a very intimate art residency that is run out of my house. And basically, it came about because of having friends have extended stays. And if you stay at my place long enough, we're going to do something collaborative. I'm going to help you on some stuff. You're going to help me on some stuff. And it just seemed like, why not put a name on it? Why not put a structure around it? So people come for at least 2 weeks and can stay up to a year and a half. Lila did a year and a half residency at my house, and it was awesome.
Oh, she's beating me then. Lila's beating me.
No, but see, I see that as just one cycle.
I see. Okay.
And you've stayed multiple times, so you still have the reigning. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
It's not a time, it's a how many times you've come back. That's how I count it. So you're still reigning king on that one.
Well, in this current one, the residency saved my life since I came here for a short visit.
Oh yeah, well this has been like a dinner party residency extension, but since we're not in my house proper, we're still in San Francisco. It's been
extra special.
Yes, well, because you've had 2 different locations.
Yeah. Beach house
and townhouse.
And when I return again from my European travels, there will be your old place will have a new look.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're having some renovations. Yeah, we're gonna destroy and build it stronger. Is what's happening to the home.
Are you still thinking about building a cottage in the back or something?
I still would really like to have a cottage in the back, so I can really have year-round dinner party residencies active. And then also have guests in the guest room. Because right now the guests stay in a guest room. But I would like to have a place where I can have multiple people coming and working. And yeah, the guest place I'm hoping would have, just like a desk and a bed and an outdoor shower. Just like,
and without giving the exact location, you're staying in the Little Russia.
I'm in Little Russia. It's about as specific as I care to be.
Yeah,
but
of course.
If you know San Francisco, you know where I am. Russian delis are close by.
Well, I like to say there's also, I think I agreed or I promised to write some sort of, and I should do this in Europe when I'm like at a distance, but write instructions on the perfect hike from your place to Land's End to watch whales and dolphins dance.
Absolutely, yes. I am currently beginning to put together a guidebook of alumni who've stayed at the dinner party residency and have them contribute whatever nicks and crannies and tips they want to give to people who come and stay of where to get the best pickle.
I should do it like a hand-drawn map, I think.
I think that would be
It'll
great.
Be really confusing.
Actually, it'd be great if you gave like a little audio file so then they could just download it and they could have you walk with them and you could just sort of narrate and tell them to make sure that they can notice things.
Well, now I have a reason to come back. I should have done that. And I think I've thought about that dozens of times.
You were kind of
busy.
This was a haven for a bit. I mean, it was always a dinner party residency, but this time was an extra. Well, it became extra. It was going to be just a little bit, and then it became a lot more because.
Circumstances.
Circumstances. Do you
when
want to
your
talk
house
about?
burns down. Yeah, no. It's mentioned in the previous podcast.
Okay.
I think I'm going to record a prequel podcast to explain because it's come up so often. But when your life, things happen, wildfires. This truly has been a lifesaver for me. So I think you appreciate. I genuinely. I mean, not that it wouldn't be genuine, but this has been a crazy little month.
It's been a bumpy ride. Yeah. We had to buckle up, but I also a couple things I wanted to mention on this podcast for posterity.
Technically, it's a radio show. Go on.
Sorry, radio show. Yes, it's true. Time Waster Radio. Pardon my faux pas. One of the things that I really wanted to get on audio for the record was that I knew we were going to talk about Mr. Puddles, aka Viva. But one of the things I wanted to mention, which is when I first started telling you, Peter, about me getting my golden doodle, which is 3/4 poodle, 1/4 golden retriever, you told me how you've only had one dog incident, and it was with a poodle. And
that's actually not completely true, but I've been attacked by 3 or 4 dogs. But I have a irrational fear of poodles.
The poodle fear was true and deep, and I was concerned. But she was only a puppy when I got her, and Peter's have known her since then, and has obviously fallen in love with her because she's wonderful. But this time,
you're not biased at all.
I dare you not to fall in love with my dog, audience. I dare you. A double dog dare you not to fall in love. But what I want to say is that this visit, you bonded with the dog in a way that was truly magical and amazing and beautiful. And dare I say, so good. I'm a big enough person to admit I was a little jealous.
Oh, I know.
Of the bond. And it's beautiful, and I'm happy. But I would like to say that I think maybe this is like balanced the scales in your life of irrational fear of poodle.
Oh, for sure.
Persuasion?
I adore your dog, and I don't. Like we had, I thought I was only going to walk her this morning, and I walked her later this afternoon. And this morning we got through it because I was all butching up, and I was like, whatever, we'll figure it out, it'll be good. This afternoon, the misty fog rolling through, the pine cones and the mouth and the saliva. There was a lot to be had. I like having a dog in my life. I like cats. I didn't know I was a cat person until I became a cat person.
That's right.
I like animals. I really do.
I mean, you are an animal whisperer. Animals come running to you. You're just
we're not talking like this.
Even when you don't talk like that, animals really do respond to you. You just have an aura. Not everybody has it because Viva's very particular. She's very friendly, but at the same time, she is discerning about who she really wants to spend time with, and she really always wants to spend time with Peter. So you basically have a pied-à-terre in San Francisco and a dog on top of that.
I freaked my nephew out last night by doing that voice. And
yeah?
I kept doing the voice. Like, he was okay with it for, like, the first interaction. I was like, do you want me to open the door for you? Do you want to go inside and see his mom? And he was, like, into it the first time. And then he got very disturbed. And I understood why. But, yeah, then we couldn't go back. We couldn't roll it back. So then I tried to start doing my butch voice, or how's it going? That didn't work out either. So, whatever.
How old is he?
Just under 2 years, 18 months.
Yeah, that's a tender age.
Yeah.
Auditory.
Whatever.
That's fine.
Gay Uncle Peter can do whatever gay Uncle Peter wants. That's what I say. I can talk and say whatever. And I realized the Elmo coincidence, like, there's like, when Elmo's voice comes out of an adult, it's a little freaky. Not that that's not the voice I'm going for, but it does happen. Anyways, but Mr. Puddles, and actually, I don't even use that voice with Mr. Puddles, other than, like, inside. When we're outside, it's more of like, dear Mr. Puddles, I'd like to present to the court
I know.
a shtick. Where is the shtick? Find a pine cone. That's just the beginning. This goes on for like 2 hours every day. See? And
enter
Viva
stage right.
Yeah. Enter. Oh, Viva. I'm sorry. No.
The audience can't see. She is nuzzling voraciously with Peter.
All right, down, Viva, down. I know. I'm sorry. Down. I love you. I know. All right, before I can break into tears. Yeah, no, it's been, and I think that's part of the dinner. Well, obviously, Mr. Puddles is part of the dinner party residency from now on.
Absolutely, Mr. Puddles, aka Viva, is definitely part of the experience of the dinner party residency. You are not required, though. You are welcome to give her walks. She's a multi purpose dog for walking, for snuggles, for fetching.
She looks like a, what did you say? It was a really good, she looks like a vintage teddy bear.
She looks like a German vintage teddy bear. She also looks like the love child of Ralph the dog and Fozzie Bear if they had a love child. That's what
she may have the most animated face I've ever seen on a puppy or I can't quite. You have to experience it yourself. But I was trying to describe it to other dog lovers. I was like, she has inflections. Like within the same conversation, like within 30 seconds, you get a lot of arched eyebrows, little. I don't know. I've dealt with a lot of animals before. I've never had one where and the smiling is out of control. She literally smiles.
She does smile, and it is something that is part of the experience of walking with her, is that she will pick out people from the crowd and really smile at them, and people are taken aback and delighted by her smiles. And then
she'll look at you to see if it's okay to smile, too. She does that type of behavior.
She's like, is this, should I give it the old...
Is this a social situation, or should we just keep skipping? She does a lot of that as well.
She does. And, again, the audience can't see this, but she has, amazing, extremely long eyelashes. So she's from Las Vegas. Her namesake is true. She is from Las Vegas, and she does have showgirl eyelashes. This is a thing for doodles. They have extremely long eyelashes, and hers are quite dramatic. So she bats them with power.
I don't know if I've seen showgirls all the way through.
Oh, my God. What?
I'm sure I have, but I was probably high and I can't remember it. I don't know.
Do yourself a favor.
I mean, I know all the major scenes. Yeah, whatever. Bad gay. I'm a bad gay.
That's a whole other radio show.
About me being a bad gay? Oh, yeah. We don't have to talk about it.
50 Reasons How.
Start with brushing my teeth. Come on. Anyways. Yeah, no. So, yeah, it's true. She does have really amazing eyelashes.
does.
We could spend this whole podcast talking about
We could, but yeah, she's.
But we shouldn't neglect to mention Foxy.
Yes, rest in peace. Yes, I had an amazing orange tabby who was a rescue from Katrina. She was a New Orleans kitty.
Was her sister Sappho?
Well, sister by another mister. Yes, Sappho. Both rescues from New Orleans, and yeah, they both passed, and they both live in the backyard as nature intended.
Yeah.
And they had big personalities for little kitties. They were small cats. They actually were so malnutritioned that they never grew to full size. So they were about 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Each. Tiny, tiny kittens. Cornish game kittens, as my friends like to call them. So
they were cute. They're
sweet. So yeah, an animal is a good thing to help with a homey feeling, don't you think? Feels nice to wake up with a little pitter-patter or something.
Yeah, I look forward to having it again at some point.
Speaking of which, you're about to inherit a whole flock of animals going to Greece. You're gonna have.
I'll get an island of cats.
You're gonna get an island of cats, maybe some goats.
Yeah, we'll see.
Minotaur. Pegasus.
In my dreams, yes.
All of it.
Minotaur mostly.
Minotaur.
I could live without Pegasus. It's fine. I'm over that fantasy. That's 7th grade. I'm over it.
You know what? You could just get a moped and call it Pegasus.
Yeah, you do not want me on a moped. That'll be the end of me. I can hug a man on the back of a bike. That still might be the end of me, but me on a moped alone, it's over. It's done.
Wow, I just figured that sea air and a moped would be fun. But yes, there's a lot of cliffs, so I understand.
Yeah. No, I'm a walker. I like to walk.
You are a walker, it's true.
I was going to... I was trying to figure out what... Okay, so... What do you... As she puts her hand on her paper, makes an actionable noise. That's how it sounds to paint.
That paint's very loud, very loud. Gouache is very metallic sounding.
Do you have
strange.
Do you have a commission you can make while we're talking? Or is it hard for you to draw and... Do you talk and paint or no?
Yes, actually, it is something that I need to practice more of. I usually don't, only because I'm alone in my studio painting, but I do like to have a chit-chat and a paint. That is a really nice thing. My neighbor Joe across the street, who's also a painter and a sculptor and builds amazing things out of wood and all-around amazing kind of a guy, he'd come over in the afternoons and we have painting hangouts and we just catch up, have a nice gossip and paint.
He's a doodler. I know, he comes over to dinner parties and doodles.
He doodles and he does beautiful sculpture now. He just finished Stanford.
Why don't you just give his full name? Give him a plug instead of dancing around it. Oh, I know why. Okay.
No, it's we're not trying to protect the innocent or guilty. It's simply that,
Well, we don't want to...
He'll be a future guest.
Oh, of course. I know, actually.
That's really what it needs to be.
Well, I'll interview him in Paris in a couple of months.
That's right. Future audience, you will get to know the lovely Joe and the fabulous Becky.
Yes.
Both.
Perfect. Yes. Over a giant bottle or pitcher of rosé, which I will not be partaking in. But it will happen. So you got a little better with the chit-chatting and the drawing. I mean, that's how you started painting. I think when we did a thing on Amtrak together.
Right.
Is that when you started?
Yes, the painting started because of our Glamtrack residency.
Which was our made self-imposed version of a residency.
We are the sole purveyors and receivers of said residency, but it's still special. And the Glamtrack residency was a long residency because it starts in San Francisco, goes all the way down to LA, and then all the way to Albuquerque, and then ends at the Lightning Fields. Tell me what other residency does that? None. Exactly. You're welcome. It's awesome. But yes, Glamtrack.
So if you want to apply for that,
good.
Just DM Michelle and figure out if it's going to make sense.
That's right.
I would argue you could take that. I, as the sole recipient with you to go on said residency, would argue that getting back on the train at Albuquerque and then taking that same train to La Junta, Colorado, would be, I think that maybe each residency goes a little bit further, and eventually you get to Kansas City? It goes to Chicago for sure. I think that same train goes to Kansas City. I think it's the same train.
I mean, I would definitely encourage any and all people to, take a glam track residency and let us know about it, because we want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, just get on the Amtrak train and start painting and harass people in the cart and
ask for soda water.
What was the? Oh, what? She winked. You can't see that on the microphone.
You'll add a sound effect right there.
Wait, what did the woman say on the? What was our favorite? The woman who looked like the gym teacher from
Oh
Glee?
my God, she looked like Jane Lynch.
And
she would get on the PA system at 6 a.m. and she would say,
"Breakfast, people." No.
She'd say, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, people."
That's right.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Time to get up.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Oh my.
It was amazing. She was brilliant.
She truly was.
She said it in such a dry way. I mean,
it was not It was like she was really towing a line.
She was clearly so bored of saying good morning to people for thousands of times that she had to add her little flair. And she was even bored of her flair. And
yeah, exactly.
She was totally she was so unapologetic about being bored with it, but it was also clearly her tagline. And frankly, we would have been very upset if she hadn't cock-a-doodle-dooed every morning, but she did. So we liked her.
We just call her Jane.
We just call her Jane Lynch because she should be. But yes, out there in TV land.
Jane would play her in the movie for sure.
Jane Lynch should definitely play her in the movie. But yes, to all those people writing scripts, write a script about what happens on Amtrak, because you've got an amazing cast of fabulous characters. You got Mennonites, you got college kids, you got retired military, you've got grandparents, you've got lushes, you've got stoners.
Here, I'm raising my hand, lush.
You've got not a lot of kids.
Not so many kids. Thank God.
Yeah. I
love children, but seriously, sometimes you want to get lushy on a train, and, you know. The tour cars, excuse me, you know, where people are playing poker and bridge.
Yes.
And then
the observation deck.
Smoking weed or vaping, and then all that.
Vaping? Jeez, wow.
That was fun stuff.
Yeah, no. But glam track, we loved it. But yes, we digress. That's where I started painting.
Oh. This show's all about digression. We can digress for 7 hours.
No worries. I started painting with Peter, because Peter's a big painter, and I really wanted to sort of get over my hang-ups about painting, because I was never a good drawer, even as a toddler. It was just bad. So I was like, I'm just going to do a bunch of paintings that no one's ever going to see, and that'll be that. And
should we give George Bush a little nudge?
I do have to. I have to give him
I'm sorry. Rest in peace, John McCain. Before we go on to George Bush.
Yeah, that's
the last Republican with a spine. Go on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Served his country, no doubt.
Didn't agree with him all the time.
But I mean.
But God.
That's just one version of an American people. One version. Let's just,
Well, he's also. It's sad when we. It's sad. It's a very sad day when. It's a very sad day when we can't come together to celebrate someone who at least dedicated their life. Whether you agreed with them or not, it's frightening when you have the current administration not even appreciating within their own party.
Absolutely.
Sad.
Respect the service. Bottom line.
I voted for Obama, no problem. But he did that shining moment when the woman called, Obama an Arab at one of the Straight Talk Express. Yeah.
He stood up.
And it's I know that's a cliche moment to bring up, but they've been replaying that clip a lot, and he deserves a bit more credit in the current circumstances, I think, for definitely, that's dead now, so anyways.
Anyways, yeah, it's a strange thing. I started grad school and had to present work, and I didn't have any work. Nobody told me I was supposed to bring work first week of grad school. Thanks a lot. So I had to scramble, and I went to grad school coming in as a performance artist, and that sort of takes a minute, if you will. And so I was looking in art form, aka cheat sheet of all artists, to figure out what to do, and I came across this article about George W. Bush's paintings, and I thought, you know what? If he can paint, I can paint. And so I thought I would do something really meta, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a bad painting of a bad painting and call it that. And that, my friends, is how I got started painting.
But you've evolved since then, I would say, like you...
Yes, yeah, I would, well, as most early painters do, you copy works to understand what's happening. And so I set the bar at George W. Bush, because Rembrandt was just too much for me, people. I just could not, no. Mm-hmm. But George W. was approachable, and so I just started copying his work, and it got really popular. I started selling. I sold my first one, like, within 24 hours. Sold. Of Putin. Fantastic.
Of Putin?
Of Putin. I know, right? Can you believe it? Old shark eyes? I know.
The Cold War, we really did lose the Cold War.
And you know what? My mom was really upset with me because she wanted it.
Oh.
She was like, I can't believe you sold Putin. And I was like, but Mom, I sold my first one. She's like, I wanted Putin. And I was like, oh, I'll paint you another one. She's like, no.
That brings up a lot of other questions.
I wanted... My mom has a good sense of humor, for sure. She's not... She's not a sleeper agent, no.
No, I figured that, but still. No, this is a Cold War. Think about this.
No, I mean...
Bush begat Putin, painting...
I mean, we gotta talk about what's happening.
We should clarify, though. You stick mostly with portraiture. So... You do pets and such as well, but you do...
I've branched out, but it's only...
Oh, you have branched out.
Yeah, well, only, I mean, branched out for people...
I just remembered. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt, because this is my radio show.
Yes.
I had 3 portraits that you did of me, but one, it was one of the few, and you did it on the glam track.
Is that how, it's
no, there's one, no, I saw it framed before I left. No, there was one of me, and you did it was full body. So
yeah.
That's what,
it's at my house.
No, the one I had. I'm sure, maybe, you did a few, I'm sure, but you gave me one. Yeah, you gave me one.
But you didn't take it with you.
Oh, I had it. I know exactly where it was.
Really? Are you sure?
Yep. Pretty sure. These are the kinds of things that keep bubbling up. No, I know for a fact. Like, it was framed. It was really sweetly framed, and yeah. But anyways, several Chelsea Americans.
I know I have another one that I framed, because I come across it every now and again.
Well, you know.
So yeah.
But definitely, no. There's one for sure, because my parents appreciated it. They were like, "Ooh, blah blah blah."
Oh, that's extra special.
Yeah. But things are gone. Okay, so you...
But I can paint more, and I do. And yes, I paint mostly people and people's furry friends. Happy to do that. And I paint a lot of different types of people. I mean, I've painted the good, the bad, the awkward, and the ugly. So, yeah, if people think that I'm just going to paint just nice people, no. Because that's not what society is. Society is made of lots of different types of people, and I'm painting everybody. So, just putting it down and out there.
Oh, I get it. I see.
You know, as Nea Bustamante said, I am not responsible for the way that you experience my art.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, I know you don't care.
Hey. Oh.
Look who.
Mr. Puddles, what's going on, Sneaky? How did you know I needed a cigarette break? How did you know that? What's going on? Oh, snuggle butt. Snuggles. What's going on? You can feel it. She knows the time is coming.
She knows the time is near.
Oh my, the time is near.
Oh, Sneaky Snuggles.
You want your butt scratched? Is that what you want? Okay. Oh. Alright, leave it down. got a podcast. I mean, a radio show. I mean, an artist talk.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
I get it now, too. Oh, hello.
I'll try to take a photo, but I was surprised that portrait I did of her this morning.
Oh,
Viva.
my God. Viva.
I don't know.
She's going to come on close. No, that was an amazing portrait you took. It really did like her first day of school back portrait.
She looks like a Muppet. I swear to God, it's out of control.
Yeah, please put that on the Paper Waster website
for sure.
For people in listening land can see the glory that is my dog.
There has to be links for almost every show so far. Various historical, and yeah, so it's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. I hope.
Right.
I say that, but you know, my life's a mess.
We do what we can. We do what we can. But yes, painting. George Bush was a big influence. Have to give him a shout out for my painting practice. It's just how it is. Sorry I wasn't able to go see his show in Dallas, but I'm looking.
Is that all is he only done the one in Dallas, or does he as a tour?
I think it traveled maybe.
I assume
but
it had to have.
Coffee Table Book's coming.
I would die to have gone.
Coffee Table Book is coming, and furthermore, he painted most of the foreign dignitaries he worked with, which is so fascinating. He did a ton of his father, also psychologically fascinating. And then, of course, the ubiquitous Tub series.
Yeah, so I enjoyed
Everyone is most familiar with the Tub series. And then he also started painting vets. So, like...
Oh, yeah, that's right. I only saw a few of those.
He's doing it. I respect it. It's a weird deal for someone whose administration I vehemently voted against both times. 4 times. I mean, as much as I could possibly vote against it, I did. But, as a fellow artist, I have respect.
I think
the world is complicated. There we have it.
I think my opinion on... for him to be doing... Like, to demonize him, yes, like, politically, I understand. But, like, as a human, even... Whether or not he was searching for truth or whatever the struggles are, like making work, he was like, it's a better gesture than we're going to see from the next.
Oh no, that's why it's so exciting to see someone who was in such an administration that really caused so much conflict, and then to see him outside of that context. And here he's a guy who's like trying to truly reflect on his impact in the world socially through his art, and kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos. That's what I say.
I agree. I don't for him. I mean, yeah, and he's a president, so it's not like he's making a giant profit off it. It's like
he's got
lambasting him for like trying to search psychologically to become a better person through what I channel as a therapeutic. That's another thing too. I remember going to school and everyone you couldn't call work therapy, and it is therapy.
And that was so ridiculous. That was such bullshit. No, work is therapy. You're working through stuff whether you want to own it or not, but you are, and so nothing wrong with that. We're working through stuff all the time. You work through it when you go on your morning run, or your meditation, or your napping regime. Whatever you're doing, you're working through stuff.
What are you gonna paint?
Well, I figured because we're doing this podcast, this radio show. Yeah, it's gonna be you. Don't worry, I'm painting from a photograph from your website.
Oh, good, because my hair looks horrible.
I know, you're all. Terrible. I know. I didn't want to put that pressure on you. I was like, don't worry, I'm getting it.
Or I can make it easier. I'll just put the hair in front of my face.
No. I have a nice picture of you, and.
So you paint from digital photos a lot.
I do paint from digital photos because that's just the easiest resource, and it's really nerve-wracking to paint with somebody right in front of me. I have done it. I have done Peter and some other friends, but it's nerve-wracking, and I want it to just kind of be its own thing and not have to consider someone's feelings about it while I'm painting it. I'm just trying to get it on the paper, so...
A lot of people take things so personal, especially a portrait of them.
They do, but I do feel like people who do ask me to have a portrait made understand that you gotta check your ego at the door, because this is not an ego stroke type of a portrait. Mm-hmm. It's a different type of a celebration, but it's not it's not about tearing you down about your looks or building you up about your looks.
You're just dealing with your reality.
I'm just dealing with an interpretation.
Perception.
Yes.
Existence de la resistance.
Exactement.
Well, yeah, I don't want to interrupt you while you're painting.
No, you're not. I mean, this is part of the collaboration of it. So I'm here to talk and listen and paint.
I'd almost join you, except I also know, let's see, we're running, we're good right now. I'm a little nervous, audience. I have to catch a flight, and I have to still pack some clothes, and my life is just chaos, and so welcome to the show. Here we go. Oh, that picture, that's hilarious. Let me see. What else? What other topics can we cover? I feel like there's so many.
I mean, that's the thing. Is one of the things that Peter and I do very well is we talk. We talk a lot.
We should have just been recording all morning, and we would have had the podcast. It would have been fine.
The problem is if we record 8 hours, then somebody has to sit there for 8 hours plus going through it all and sorting the.
No, we don't. That's not how this. That's not how the show works.
Oh, there's going to be no editing at all.
Pretty much. You mean if you want to send me a note and you're really, yeah, that can happen. But
I stand by what I say in this time and this place.
That's exactly how I go. So it's also an endurance project for the listener. It is called Time Waster Radio. Radio for those who refuse to listen.
We told you at the beginning, this is what's happening.
I'm a big fan of radio shows and podcasts where I can fall asleep to them and I don't feel guilty if I don't hear. I just like to be, nestled to sleep by Judge Hodgman or Jake Tapper or I don't know. I can't think of who are you listening to? What podcast are you listening to?
What podcast am I listening to? Mm-hmm. I've kind of fallen off the podcast wagon, as it were, of late. But I mean, like one of my favorites, just because I need it right now, especially with just keeping morale up, is I really love Two Dope Queens.
Oh yeah.
I just really can't get enough of it. I just really love those ladies. I love their guests that they have there. I like everything they have to say. I think it's just really, we need that. We need that good juju that those ladies deliver. And so I look forward to more work from them. Lately, what I've been trying to do.
You've been reading.
I've been reading, which has been great.
What are you reading?
Oh my God, I'm reading a whale of a book. Reading The Golden Dawn, which, if you're not familiar, is basically like the joy of cooking for magic. It's like really just sort of the nuts and bolts of magic. And
magic, MAGICK. Go on. Yeah,
well, you can spell it with a C or a CK or a K. It's all that realm. And it's pulling this particular history and examples of rituals are really pulling a lot from the Rosicrucians and Kabbalah and this society in Victorian times that really wanted to sort of bring magical clubs together and really study it and see, what was happening. Aleister Crowley was a big fan of it, all of that stuff. So I'm really into it in the sense of like the historical aspect of it. I think is really fascinating. I think it reminds me of a book that's a really wonderful book called Battle for God. And that book was written by, I want to say an Australian writer, perhaps. Anyway, but it's wonderful because what it basically talks about is when man has food and shelter taken care of and education, all that, they can practice logos.
Yeah. Because
they're not worried about food and shelter. When food and shelter and peace of mind get threatened, men turns back to mythos. So I think it's totally natural right about now, if you haven't already noticed. There's such a resurgence in magical practices. Like, it's just, magic is very on point right now.
Yeah, and I would argue even, especially with women, like
yeah.
women are like around the world are praying and meditating and doing all kinds of shit because we are under threat.
We're under threat. Our peace of mind is really we are disturbed, deeply disturbed down to our psyche, and so
It's time to take the castle back.
Exactly, time to store the fucking castle for sure. And so having a ritualistic practice, looking towards nature for energy source, gatherings, all of that, it's just good, helpful, and interesting to see how people create ritual now versus what was done before. And so I would not say I'm a practitioner, but I'm an enthusiast. I always have been. I mean, since I was a teenager, I love the magic. And it was very hard to find. It was very hard to find books.
We should bring up Alan Moore and Prometheus too.
Yes.
It's required reading. For this podcast, it's required reading. I'm sorry, radio show. It's very required reading.
Actually, we should add a syllabus to post-product.
Oh, for sure. We can do anything we want. Because this is Time Waste Radio. And on that note, I'm going to go get my spring rolls and eat them while we finish this because I need some nutrition, and I think you can agree with that.
I can. Peter is one of those people who famously will forget to eat, and so when he stays with me, I'm a pusher. I'm a pusher of meals. I'm also a cooker. I'm a purveyor of food.
You got tofu here.
I did.
Maybe I should say that for them.
I got you. Tofu.
You know what? I think I might eat the pad thai. No. Hold on. I'll say this for them. Do they let you take food through the security? I forget anymore. To be like security.
Sometimes, yes, but you know what? Pad thai is not going to travel well, so you should probably eat that.
And take these with me?
And the rolls and the tofu travel much more easy.
That's true. I know, that's exactly what that was the thought process. And then I denied myself because I was like, okay, alright, I'll eat the shrimp and the pad thai. With my snotty voice.
There you go.
Intact. Alright, where were we again?
We were about magical reading, because you were
awesome.
Like, what are you doing? Not listening to podcasts. And I said, I was reading. But Alan Moore, the amazing Alan Moore, we're both big fans. Peter got me into Alan Moore. He made the intro. Thank you, Peter, for that, because I'm a big fan of Alan now. And if you haven't seen the documentary about Alan Moore, do yourself a favor and watch it.
It's on YouTube, right?
It's on YouTube, and it's on a lot of different things. But yeah, it's called the Mindscape of Alan Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fantastic. Brilliant. He's a slice of heaven, that guy. He's fantastic. Brilliant mind, creative, thoughtful, intense, gentle, all of those things. Fantastic.
It's unfortunate you stopped writing comics, but you know you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's true, time marches on. But yeah, so I've been doing that, and then also, if I do want to listen to something when I fall asleep too, which I do appreciate, I try to watch foreign language TV, because you can on Netflix. It's so easy. I am now watching a detective thriller called something.
Oh.
Whoops. Fail, I can't plug it. It's like...
Don't throw out a reference you can't cover.
I know. I'll describe it to you, because it's the only one out there like this. But it's
perfect. It's not Killing Eve or whatever, right?
No, but that's a great one to watch. You can't fall asleep to, because it's so fascinating and funny. I love Killing Eve. Watch it. If you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. But this one's a nice one. It's like a slow finish thriller detective
Slow finish, Phil. I love it.
Well, because that's how the Nordics do their mystery. It's very slow and deep, and I mean it is exciting at times, but they like.
It's on Netflix?
It is on Netflix.
Oh.
Yes. And
might not be by the time you hear this podcast or radio show or whatever.
Oh, it'll be there for a minute. For sure.
What's the plot?
The plot is there are a woman is found dead, murdered at the base of a construction site.
Why is there always a woman going?
I know. That's a whole other radio show, man. Seriously. And so they're looking to everybody who could be possible suspects.
Okay.
And so you've got the, again, female detective who's like awesome and amazing. She's a widowess. Widowess? She's a
Widower?
Widower?
She's a widower.
She's a widower.
I'm pretty sure that.
I'm having a hard time with that extra R.
There's no gender on it.
There is no gender on it? Okay, sorry. As a San Franciscan, we get very sensitive about those things, so I just want to make sure I got it right. Her husband.
A widow. I think they're just a widow.
She's just a widow?
Mm-hmm.
A widower is the husband, is the dude. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone who loves etymology will just leave us a comment, whatever. Anyway, her husband has died. She has 2 daughters, and she's the lead, and she's trying to like get a good crew to back her up on this investigation, and she gets stuck with a newbie who she's very resentful for, but obviously he's got his skill set that she will later discuss.
Eventually they fall in love and get married.
Well, at the least she'll understand that he's worth his salt. But right now she's used to like just going rogue and like solving it all herself. And
that sounds like the remake one too. That was the in Seattle with the.
Oh, Missing.
Was that called Missing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Missing is good. Similar, but definitely different enough.
Okay.
But Missing was good. I do.
But it was based on a Nordic show too. That was the American version of it.
Was it?
I think so.
Oh.
Because that actor is from. God, he was in that horrible RoboCop reboot, which I even say that, and I think I only watched 3 minutes of, but and then he was in Suicide Squad. Love him, super cute.
What was he in Suicide Squad for? What did he do?
Oh, he played like the American like general. He was like the soldier that got all the criminals together.
Oh, him, yes. Oh, he's great. I love him. God, we're terrible.
Oh.
What is his name?
It doesn't matter. That's not why people are tuning in.
No.
They're tuning in for the fact that we can't remember. That's the important part.
Okay, good.
We gotta start faking it. Now, I have no idea who Angelina Jolie is. What are you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
I don't know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Alright.
Your neighbors?
We have so many neighbors. The neighbors we've known. Okay. I was like eating Sprouts. I hope you can hear this. Because they're good.
Sprouts
I'm going to
good.
miss Sprouts.
I mean, you're going to have so much good produce in Greece. You're going to be fine. Yes. It'll be light on the Asian, but still, there'll be plenty.
Well, depends on how you define the continent. But yes. Sprouts. This is the first time I've devoured country things while doing the podcast.
Yeah, I see that you're very happy with that.
I hate the term multitasking, but this is really happening.
Well, you're just creating a different soundscape, and that's fun, right?
I would hope so. We'll see. I'm sure someone's rolling their eyes right now. Fuck you. Okay, so, anyway.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Stay tuned, stay tuned.
So you're reading Golden Dawn. Oh, no, wait. Is it called Golden Dawn?
Yeah. Yeah, it's called The Golden Dawn. I'm reading Golden Dawn, and yeah, it's like heavy reading, so it's like I'll dip into it and dip out of it.
Heavier than your moon.
Oh yeah, my moon book is like my moon book is nice because it's like these little readings that I give you an excerpt of an excerpt of an excerpt, and then there's like a little bit of a workbook for you to like throw some tarot down, see what's what, and sort of get you understanding what the cycles are and what they're bringing, which I think is interesting. So just like I'm just like trying to like switch up my consciousness with it and just be like I could do a little bit of workbook, not like official workbook, but just like 8 questions. I'm down for that to be like let's think about.
You
this.
are a workbook girl. Or woman or person. Yeah, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I hear the word workbook and I want to run.
I know. And I'm sorry. I apologize for anyone I'm triggering from like some lower middle school horrible hell of workbooks.
Mad Libs makes me nervous.
Really?
Really?
Mad Libs. That's very interesting.
We played charades the other night, and I was like exhausted just by coming up with the topics. I was
Well, you're doing a lot for charades. Mad Lib is like, give me an adverb.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's cute. For a car ride.
Yes.
On the way to your Ozarks or...
Before there was, podcasts and whatnot. Mad Libs.
The kids today, they can just watch any... Oh, gosh.
I know. There's nothing to build a character, is what I say.
Well...
How are these kids going to build any character if there's no, boredom, having to figure out fun games through boredom? If everything is, right there...
And they're voting for Trump. I mean, it's very confusing.
Dear Lord. Dear
I'm sorry, we'll bleep that out.
No, it's just, that's a reality. What are we going to do? It's just...
What we're going to do is we're going to rise up. Okay, so, I'm sorry, sidetracking again.
No.
This pad thai is really good.
Good. I'm glad. I really like that place.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss San Francisco. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss Mr. Puddles.
Mr. Puddles.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Even though this is very mild, I'm sure I'll get in trouble with Mama. I don't think you can have any of it.
That's right.
Not even the sprouts.
Yep.
Can a dog digest sprouts?
No, but, it's like every time she gets something from the table, it just encourages her that she can get more stuff from the table. So
I'm all for that.
I try to really limit to her to just having just the dog food of the dog.
As she looks solemnly on the
Yeah, as she
stares at me.
silently harumphs.
She does. This is the other part. Like, she's doing it right now. She has one eyebrow completely. It's almost, and I don't say this meanly. It's like a Huckabee Sanders. She's got one eyebrow. She's very...
How can that not be sort of mean?
I know. But when I'm saying, everyone's criticizing her for having the eyebrow down or whatever.
Yeah, no, totally.
No, she has an animated face. Like, she can totally show... Like, right now, she has one eye completely open. The other one's like...
No, if you look at Wallace and Gromit, all of his emotions are in his eyebrows. Like, it's all just eyebrow emotion.
Wallace and Gromit. I haven't watched that in years. Do they pump out? Didn't they go to the chicken franchise?
They did. Chicken Run. They do all sorts of it. But yeah, the original
The zoo stuff is good.
The zoo stuff is great. Like, the interviews are wonderful.
Those are...
Yeah.
That reminds me of 7-Up. Now I'm going down another...
Oh, yeah, 7 and Up. Yeah, those great. Yeah, there was...
They're still making those.
Are they really?
I think they still are.
They did, 7 Up, and then...
Several
times. It was, 49 and Up, and... And I think there was only still one guy who, actually became what he wanted to be as, a 7-year-old. Which is, a fireman. Everybody else, totally bailed.
The taxi cab driver is the heartbreaking one, if I remember correctly. That guy.
I have not watched that in so long.
He saved up enough money to get, a Russian rental in, Barcelona or something. It was just, life. Come to Kansas, that's what I say. Come to Kansas.
You two can drive cab.
Oh, we should, okay, on that note, we should give your Pittsburgh plug.
Oh, sure. What am I plugging?
Just Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Have you thought about it? Well, let me tell you why you should. You looking for reasonable housing? Check. You looking for an amazing art scene? Check. You looking for smart people because there's a lot of academia hanging around? Check. Yes, that is Pittsburgh. Yay, Pittsburgh. Flashdance? Yeah, come on. Steelers? Go Steelers! Go Pens! You have to
Whoa, I've never seen you do that.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
That was a very, very, very bad interpretation of a Pittsburgh accent.
I could tell, which I enjoyed even more. It was, but the enthusiasm in which you were truly trying was beautiful.
Well, no, that's what it sounds like. I can't do a full Pittsburgh.
Now we're really gonna get notes. Is
Seriously.
that how it sounds like? Try it again.
Go Steelers. That's actually very accurate. Go Pens. Very accurate. And the only phrase I can really
Let's
say...
go Jayhawks. Let's go KU. Okay, right. Just had to get that in.
So the only sentence I can truly say with a really authentic Pittsburgh accent is this. Gins guy's going downtown and at. I know. You look at me like that's not real.
Sounds like you're doing a Matt Damon and, but I mean, yeah, no,
that's like a really solid Pittsburgh
I was going to say talented Mr. Ripley, but I really that's all Jude.
It's a really talented Mr. Damon.
It's really Jude Law, but yes,
yeah.
Wait.
No, so Pittsburghese accent is really interesting because in order to do a proper one, you literally have to talk with the back of your throat. It's like you have to take your voice and swallow it and then speak from the back of your throat. That's how you can get a good Pittsburghese
You're
sound.
speaking from your soul. That's what you're doing.
You are speaking from your soul, for sure. For sure. But yeah, Pittsburgh, the Warhol Museum is there. If you love Andy Warhol, he's got a whole museum. Check it out.
I was just telling people the other day that how much he lied about being gay.
He did lie about being gay. Yeah. Yes. Well, it was
a trick question, but also true too.
I mean, I don't think he never had a beard.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Would you count every person who was ever in the Warhol factory as a beard? I would, but
I don't think anyone ever thought he was sleeping with any of those women.
This is why I secretly think he was, and all the guys were beards.
I mean, okay, Mr. Conspiracy Theory.
Where else are we going to go at this point? No, I don't know. Poor Warhol.
I mean, I wish he had found love. Wish he had.
He did, Basquiat. Just couldn't be reciprocated.
I mean, who couldn't fall in love with Basquiat? Am I right?
Including Madonna.
Seriously.
Played by Morty Love. Played by Courtney Love in the movie. Yes.
I know. I had to think about
Someone
that for a second.
No,
I was like, what?
Someone was arguing with me about that the other day. They were like, she was not playing Madonna.
I'm kind of amazed that Madonna didn't fight to play herself.
Oh, it was an independent film, and independent films weren't popular then, so...
Oh, no, that's why, because Julian Schnabel directed it. He was like, Schnabel was like, no.
The Schnabel.
Schnabel of it all.
That's a different... I'm going to go take a puff of a cigarette. You're going to have a little time here. It's approximately 3 minutes. You can talk as much shit as you want, or say really sweet things, whatever you want to do, or you can stay completely silent. But I'm leaving it recording, just letting you know. And while you're at it, I want you to think about who is the most important... Did you hear the Canadian accent that just came out? Important? I couldn't even fake it again. Important. Who is the most at this very moment?
Yes.
Through your lens.
Yes.
And it can be of any genre. Who is the most important? Whose work do you have to see? Like no question. Like you will fall into. And it can actually be 3.
3 people.
It can be 3, but I want the top 3. I want to know who you follow without question. Yeah, so now I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And you can sigh, and you can do all kinds of things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I gave you a tough one on purpose so I could smoke.
Gosh. Well, we'll start with someone I've been following for a very long time. I would say... I can't even remember what was the first film that I followed him in. Is it Point Break? Maybe. Yes, it's Keanu. Whichever, I don't know which came first. I'm a bad fan because I can't tell work chronologically, so I can't tell you if My Own Private Idaho came before or after Point Break. I feel like Point Break was after My Own Private Idaho? I think so. So yeah, maybe it was My Own Private Idaho that got me hooked. Possibly. It's definitely one of my favorites. So, who am I talking about? None other than Keanu Reeves. Gotta love it. Yeah, Keanu Reeves, I'll watch everything. Anything and everything, I'll watch it. I'll watch it because you bring the Keanu factor. And any of the other Keanu friends out there is going to understand what the Keanu factor is. I think it's different for everyone. For me, gosh, I mean, there are many attractive actors out there. I think that's just sort of a prerequisite for most actors is to be, looking good on the film. And no doubt, Keanu looks great on film for sure. But I feel like there's also a taste in the films that he tends to be shooting that I also really enjoy. I'm an action girl. I really enjoyed Speed. I really enjoyed all the Matrix Eye. I don't know what's the plural of that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm all about the John Wick. I love John Wick 1. I love John Wick 2. I can't wait for the final Wick. Love it. It's great. I keep telling people I really feel like the John Wick movies were actually made really for predominantly a female audience. Where I don't feel like every type of action film is really considering females, but I feel like the John Wick franchise is really like reaching out to us ladies in terms of liking Keanu. I'm talking about Keanu.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Is that who you're going with?
That's my first one.
Oh, okay.
Going with Keanu. Yeah, really happy with that. So yeah, I will pretty much watch everything that Keanu makes because I'm always pleasantly surprised and delighted by it for a multitude of reasons. So yes, big fan of Keanu. Who else? I assume this is gonna extend past film, to art possibly and music. So gosh, who? It's really hard because I feel like there are very few artists whose work is amazing every time, or different enough, or I don't know. It's a tough question of who I would show up to no matter what. Gosh. I'm struggling with who I would choose next for people I really will see and do for everything.
Keanu was
After
number one.
Yeah. Keanu was like, yep,
Whoa.
always see it. But then, excuse me, I'm hiccuping because of La Croix. I'm just putting that out there.
I'm the only one that's drunk, for sure.
I am not,
A drinker?
not really a drinker. I'm not. I try as I might. I'm a good bartender. I make sure I got the liquors for my friends, but I'm not really having much of it.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, it's hard to be a fan of somebody's complete work, because sometimes it's not always great, but it's very hard to figure out, who else I'm, ride or die with besides...
And the older you get, the more disenchanted you get as well.
It's true. I feel like that. I do. Though I have to say, I'm looking forward to Keanu's new romantic comedy with Winona Ryder. I think that's going to be fun. Nice little silly romp. Out of his just a little bit different for him. That's great.
I'm surprised Tim Burton's not directing it, but go on. I'm sorry, that was Johnny Depp in my mind.
I was going to say, right neighborhood, wrong muse.
Tim Burton has gone so far off the rails. Go on.
Yes. Gosh, who else?
A writer. It can be anything.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I hate to sound antiquated, but I'm going to have to say, whose complete works I'm always happy with, poetry and short stories, is, it totally went out of my head. Dorothy Parker.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
What fresh hell?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, love that lady. Love the bitterness.
I need to reread all the Dorothy Parker.
Oh, she is just a joy. in that sardonic
You think Gwyneth Paltrow will play her in the movie?
No. You know who played her brilliantly, obviously? Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, no, great job. Amazing.
I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah, it's
What's the movie called?
It's called Dorothy Parker and the Vicious Circle.
Oh. When did that come out? The 90s?
Yeah, early 90s.
Oh, good for her, Jennifer Jason Leigh. also in Kansas City.
She's a Kansas City lady?
No, she's in the Robert Altman film Kansas City.
Oh.
Which is painful to watch.
Is it? Why is it painful?
It's because it's a Robert Altman film.
They are painful, but like it's a good pain. It's a good pain.
What happened to that Prairie Home Companion movie he made? That must have gone. Hashtag me too. With Lindsay Lohan, remember that?
Yeah, that was. Oof.
And an all-star cast of everyone.
Yeah.
Wow, I wonder if they've erased that from history too.
No, I don't know.
Let's look it up.
I actually haven't checked. Revisionist history is, first signs of a fascist state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From both sides.
Yeah.
Let's not get political.
No.
Let's talk about Miranda July.
Fascism is for everyone. That's what we're saying. Liberals or conservatives. Everybody can use it. Everyone can control it.
I'm watching you paint my face from upside down, and it's fascinating.
I mean, I didn't.
I have a feeling she's gonna redo it for the one that we post on the website.
No, I won't. I don't do that. No.
No, it's an accurate portrayal of what you're painting
really,
from.
It's really not, but from the picture that I'm painting from,
no.
It's just like the shadows. The shadows are making your nostrils really big, and so I'm just painting what I paint.
I'm snotty. Like, anyone who listens to the podcast knows that. They can hear it. It doesn't stop. It will never end. I might be from Kansas. Romulus and Remus raised me, but I still sound snotty. It just is the way it is.
The way it is, Mr. Byrne.
Oh, Mr. Parker. Oh, wait. Mr. Puddles. Dear Mr. Puddles. I was thinking... So, Keanu... that's fun.
Keanu, Dorothy Parker, and... Ooh, I will say this. Notice the name drop. Ready? Ready? It's really heavy. 1, 2, 3. Louise Bourgeois.
Yeah. You follow her to the end of time?
Yeah, I will. I love everything she's ever made. Everything. I love the spiders. I like the cells. I like the soft sculpture. I love the penises. I love it all. I love it all. She's
Did you
great.
see when we were in Iceland together? Was it Iceland? I mix all of my trips now.
You're like, I've just been everywhere.
I feel like Ragnhild and I went to see Peggy Sue. Our friend, we went. I think there was a Louise Bourgeois show at one of the. I feel like I went with her to see it.
Quite possibly.
And it was an installation. It was like it was less. I mean, it was sculptural in the sense that it was an installation, but it was like rooms. They were atmospheric.
Yeah, those were the cells.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
those are amazing. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, Louise Bourgeois is amazing, and I know they say never meet your heroes, but man, let me tell you, I met Louise Bourgeois, and she was a fucking badass. She was amazing. Can I just tell you?
Who else have you met that you liked?
Ooh,
David Bowie.
Yes, met him in like an official and like totally unofficial way. Mm-hmm. He lived a block away from me in New York City for 3 years, and he and I both moved to the same neighborhood at the same time, and it was just one of those, it was, 2000, 2003, so cell phones didn't have cameras, so there's that.
So that's why you didn't take an Aussie?
So I don't have a picture, I don't have the selfie, but it was also like, in New York at that time, it was sort of this last vestige of, you can live in New York City and you see a lot of famous people, and if you lived in their neighborhood and if you saw them enough, people began to treat each other like they're all locals equally. So David Bowie and I would often go walk early in the morning to the same coffee shop, and I would see him like 3 times a week. And so at some point, he decided it was cool enough to say good morning to me, and he initiated it. Mm-hmm. So then, I would just get to say good morning to him a couple days a week. That was all. Nothing more, nothing less. I never pushed it to
the Thin else. Duke, you got to say good morning, or he's...
I got to say good morning to the Thin... Well, the Thin Duke started saying good morning to me. Let's just, put it all in context. And it was just, truly heartfelt. He didn't have to say it, but he did, and that was pretty amazing.
That's how I felt about Robin Williams here. I used to just randomly run into him on bike rides, and he's furry, as everyone knows. Mm-hmm. Like, puff out of his, like, biker... Lycra, thank you, yeah. Lycra shirt. And, yeah, I saw him several times, and it was really... The first time it took... I was taken aback because I thought it was an Ewok talking to me. But he was super sweet, so yeah, whatever. They're just people. People are people.
People are people, for sure, for sure.
Which means they can be dicks, or
yes,
vaginas, or whatever.
Just be, rude.
Yeah. So David was nice.
So David was, like, super nice and didn't have to be, like, just was, like, superly, just neighborly, just, like, very... And it was also, like, at a time in New York where, like, again, you'd see, if you knew how to look, you could see, and you're still in New York now, if you know how to look, there's, like, famous people around you at all times, but they're really
Meghan McCain still go down the subways.
Yes.
You don't like
and
Wayne.
You just kind of, as a New Yorker, you just kind of know, don't freak out, like, don't startle the wild animal, don't look them directly in the eyes, don't follow
That's
them.
Tina Fey.
Yes. So, yeah, but, like, I remember I was walking to school to Parsons one morning, and it was, like, 8:30, so, like, not a whole lot of people on the side street going through the West Village, rather, and, saw this beautiful woman walking toward me, as many New Yorkers are, stunning, beautiful auburn hair, milky white skin. I think you know where I'm going with it, but it was Julianne Moore, and I couldn't stop myself from reacting. I just did a jaw drop. I just went...
You literally, for me, I would have been like, what in the Julianne Moore is happening right now?
This is basically what, the bubble that came out of my mouth said, and then I was so embarrassed, I, like, covered my mouth.
Oh, my Tilda Swinton, I see Julianne Moore.
Yeah. Exactly. And she saw me, like, freak out and then, like, try to compose myself, and she just started bursting out laughing, and she was like, "That's okay, honey. Good morning." Like, so classy, in that really high, beautiful voice she has, and
with freckles popped.
Yes.
Under the sunglasses.
Totally. Just, that's that, like, lovely little chuckle that she has. So, yeah, I think New Yorkers can be truly, truly lovely, even if they're famous. Be truly.
Well, one would hope.
You would hope, but I'm here to say they can be very lovely. But I met Louise Bourgeois because I went to one of her salons that she hosted out of her house, which I had been told existed, but also had been told also that it was like an urban myth. And again, this is like the days of dark info world, where, like, I just called information, literally called 411 and said, Louise Bourgeois. And her number came up, and I just called her house. She answered.
She lived right next door to Pye Smith, so of course it came up.
Yeah, and she answered her own phone, and I said,
"You called her?"
Yeah, that's what you do. That's what you did. It's
to go to her salon.
To go to her salon, yeah.
Okay.
She answered her own phone, and I was like, "Hey, I'd like to come," and she was like, "We'll bring a lot of work." She was very, very grumpy, and I was like, "Oh my God." And she's like, "What type
Bring something to show."
Yeah, she was like, "What type of artist are you?" And she didn't have such a deep voice, but she certainly was that grumpy, so you'll just understand it's for dramatic effect. I'm not saying that she sounded
I was doing that, because that's my correction voice now, because because normally, excuse me, yes, bring lots of work, but now that's sexist too, so I think, bring some work, it's fine.
And she was like, "I don't really understand photography, but bring a lot of work."
Have a nice day.
Yeah, and I was like,
see you soon.
I was like, okay. So I was super psyched, and I was like, haha, I understand French people because I lived in France. So my secret weapon to bring.
Is that the key to understanding French people? Is living in France?
Well, or have people tell you what the secret is. And the secret is, my friends, listen in, like, lean in. You lean it in, you hugging that speaker, bring food. Bring really good food. And if it's an elderly female, bring, what's that? What's the magic word? Madeleines! Bring Madeleines to an elder grandma.
You went that level.
I did. No,
nice.
I
of course you did. I could see
but, like, not that I I just bring, like, amazing madeleines? Because I
Stamp
did.
with Bruce's mustache.
Right, of course, if I could, I would have had him, like, exhale on them. No, I went to, like, 4 different bakeries to get, like, all different flavors, because I didn't know if she liked the plain, or the lemon, or the pistachio, or the...
This is your performance work. This
was it, is the beginning of it, and so I literally brought 20 madeleines, because I also knew she's having you over for tea at 4, so I was like, oh, well, she could, like, serve them with tea, and we can talk about Proust, and won't that be wonderful?
What's the crowd like? Like, how many people are we talking about? Oh, excuse me, what?
We're gonna get there, So,
I didn't mean name dropping, I just wanted to look the size of the crowd.
Oh, the size was about, I don't know, 6. It's small, it's intimate.
Oh.
It's intimate.
Okay.
It's intimate, yeah. So, I get there right at 4, because I'm super punctual, and, the documentary crew, was like, she's not quite ready, but, like, come in.
They were filming a documentary.
PBS did a whole documentary series on her salons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you show up with some madeleines.
So I show up with some madeleines, and no one else is there, so I go into her living room, which has not changed since the early 50s that she moved in. So there's, like, her handwriting's on the wall, there's, like, things with, like, push pins in the wall, it's, like, yellowed, and it's kind of dumpy. Like, for someone who's, like, an international superstar, it's, like...
That's how you do.
She just, like, it's not going in the house, it's going in to buy...
Lou Reed's tied in the corner, go on.
Totally. So I'm waiting there, and it's, like, in this beautiful box with a ribbon on it, it's amazing. And she shuffles out, and she's wearing, like, just comfortable house clothes. She's got, like, her little slippers on.
House slippers.
House slippers, for sure. Like, they're filthy house slippers. Like, just no bells or whistles here. No. And she's about 4'11". Like, she is a tiny, tiny woman. And she sees the box, and she's like...
Napoleon.
Totally. She's like, what is this? And I was like, they're madeleines. You know, you said it's 4 o'clock. I thought you might enjoy them for, tea. And she was like... And her whole face lit up, and I was like... what I want. And she, like, rushes over to the table and, like, rips off the top. And I mean, I am
like a great white shark.
like a bear foraging a picnic basket. Like, I am not exaggerating. She dove into this box of madeleines and was like, literally had a madeleine in each paw and was like eating it. It was like she hadn't eaten in days. Like, she devoured all 20 madeleines in front of me. Like, under 5 minutes, she's like, rah, 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 rah. And, like, it's amazing to see, because it's like being up close to the most magical being ever. But then I, like, got really scared. I was like, oh my God, is she diabetic?
She got sugar rush, too.
Yeah, I was like, am I going to, like, kill her? Like, accidentally? Like, nobody told me, like,
you didn't bring rosé to swallow those down.
Don't give her sugar. She ate it all.
Uh-huh.
She's like, oh, those were delicious. Thank you very much.
She ate the
whole box. She ate the whole...
Good for you, Louise.
Ate the whole goddamn box, and then she proceeded to, like, get rid of all the evidence. Like, she didn't just, like,
she didn't want people to know that.
She didn't want anyone to know that they were
Tilda
there.
was coming, so you know.
So, yeah, like, she, like, not only...
With Derek Jarman.
She not, like, only got rid of the box, like, she buried it in the garbage, so, like, nobody ever saw that it existed.
Wow.
Like, all in front of me, like, totally, like, no shame. Like, she owned it. And I was like, wow, lady.
You've paid your entry pass. Welcome.
Exactly. I was like, all right. And you know, it's...
So how'd the salon go?
The salon went for, like, 8 hours. It was really fucking...
It got rough?
It was just...
Did
like,
you need a Madeleine for a sugar rush in the middle of it?
I should have had a Power Bar and some Gatorade, man. It was rough. So, yeah, we had all these different people. We had, like, this really sweet girl from Pratt University who was, like, just learning how to paint. So we were all very nice to her. Mm-hmm. There was, like, some other sort of...
What year is this again?
2003? 1 or 2?
Oh, post 9/11.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And, but then they had this guy who was a psychiatrist by day and Sunday painter by night, and who was obsessed with Rembrandt. And so, who painted, and so he brought all these paintings, and for like 20 minutes, he just sat there and like talked to us like we were idiots, like we didn't know who Rembrandt was. Mm-hmm. And I was was like, enough. Like, we know why Rembrandt's great, but, like, why do you paint? Like, let's see, like, what you do. And he was like, oh, well. And I was like, we're here to critique your work, not why Rembrandt's great. So, like, let's just get on with it. And I just basically said what everyone was thinking. So, of course, I don't mind playing the villain. So he showed, like, the worst paintings. Like, just muddy colors, poor composition, just you name it, it was bad. Just, like, everything was just bad. Okay. And so he and I started going into it, because I was like, you can't talk about why you do this work. Like, why is this relevant? Like, why paint this body?
Was he the only man?
No, there were other men.
Okay, well, I was wondering.
And I was like, why this, why that? And he just, like, couldn't handle it. Like, just was, like, breaking under pressure. And finally, Louise stepped in and was like, enough! You're a boring man who makes boring art! That was the end of that.
His sugar rush from those Madeline's really kicked in.
No, I think she's always kind of punchy. But it was, like, perfect, because, like, no one's going to dispute her. It's flipping her salon.
No kidding.
She can say whatever she wants. And, you know, she was
so you
right.
said 6 to 8 people-ish?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that kind of put the fear into people. But at the same time, like, you know, I was really excited because I thought she was going to, like, totally lie into my work and tell me how bad it was. And she looked at it and she was like, okay.
Next.
And that's it. Like, that's all I got. I was like, yeah, it's good. And I was like,
But at least you didn't get your boring man.
I was kind of hoping for, like, an epic insult. And I was like, damn it, you took the insult. I wanted it.
Your insult and jealousy.
I totally am. It was so epic. I mean, literally after it was all said and done, the PA from the documentary crew came up to me and she's like, this was a good episode. It's nice when she gets feisty. Yeah, it's good. That was a good one. Because, like, yeah, it was just, it got heated. But then
What was the camera crew like? Was the two cameras? One camera?
You know, I think it was, like, probably 2 cameras. But they were, like, very subtle about being there. Like, you really weren't very aware that they were there at all. And it was lit. There was, like, no exterior lights. It was just a couple lamps. So, it was very atmospheric.
Dogma.
Very Dogma 95.
Yeah.
Very Dogma 95 feeling. But I know that PBS bought the rights to this whole, like, because she'd been having the salon for, like, 20 years. I don't know if they've actually edited it down and have released it or not. I hope I made it. I hope I'm in that documentary.
Did you sign a release form?
You did, yeah. You had to. When you walked in the door, you had to sign a release.
Well, look on. You should have a Google alert for your IMDb, DB Hollywood thingy poo.
Have you seen my work? Angry Artist #1.
Disenchanted woman.
Totally.
Fascinating.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
for sure.
I hate to break this party up, but I gotta start packing for the airport.
You got stuff to do, places to go, people to be.
We can also, there's no rules with, unlike my other projects would have very strict rules, this one has none. So, we may continue this at another time, but in the meantime, I'm trying to figure out, I love that story, first of all, I just want to say that.
I can't believe I haven't told you that one before.
I think you have, but not in that detail. I think I got a little, yeah. And I know there were other ones to match in there. Oh, yes, okay.
I want to finish this before we're done.
Yeah, it's now the time is pressing. You've got approximately
Give me
8
3 minutes.
Oh,
3
8 minutes?
minutes?
No.
3 minutes? I can do it in 3.
3 to 8.
Okay, I can do that.
I was trying to figure out what, we already plugged you in the beginning and we'll put links and stuff, but I also, I was trying to think of the questions I keep asking. I don't know, I'm trying to create traditions here and I'm not quite sure
do you have, like, some questions?
Well, I've been asking, I already asked you the...
3 people that I follow indefinitely.
Yeah, and that wasn't one I've asked other people. I've been asking, what are you listening to on repeat?
Yeah, what am I listening to on repeat?
What's your jam? What's the boom boom?
What's the boom boom?
This is a tricky one for you. when your life is disheveled, as mine is, these questions are... It doesn't have to be content. What's your boom? What's your go-to? What do you need to listen to? What do you want to hear? If I were to play a song right now...
God.
Should have taken a photo of your face, too.
I know. Ella Fitzgerald. It's just always Ella. It always has and always will be. So much. Yeah.
But Aretha just died. You're going to go to Ella? That's amazing.
I mean, you said, go-to. Ella is my go-to. I mean, Aretha's a whole other...
There's no judgment.
I know. Yeah. I have to watch Blues Brothers again. That's such a good movie. I posted that one scene where they're in the diner.
Shebang bang. Yeah,
All fried chickens.
I haven't seen...
White toast, dry.
I haven't... You know what? I've never watched the Blues Brothers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, that was so
too busy watching Star Wars over and over again.
It's true. We're a little young for Blues Brothers. However... Never
watched Animal House?
Not missing a beat there. I don't think.
There's a whole town's economy depends on that movie. Go on.
Well then. What town is that, mister?
I don't know. Somewhere in California. I didn't mean to put you on the spot for the sound. No, Ella's awesome.
Ella's always good. And if I have to put the one song to it, it's Them Their Eyes or De Lovely. Are my two absolute go-tos. Yeah.
But when I say listen, you could have said The Birds in the Park. You could have said,
I would say that other things, if I'm needing to, honestly, here.
Do you do audiobooks?
I don't do audiobooks.
I don't either.
I really should, because I loved getting read to when I was little. Really loved that, but I just don't.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure. I can either read or not. I don't know about,
Yeah, I would say this. When I miss Peter Max Lawrence, when I want him close by, I'll tell you what I listen to. When I need to channel Peter, when I need him to travel through the audio waves into my room and hang out with me, it's Fela Kuti or...
Fela Kuti, yeah.
Can you guess the other one?
Oh, it's a David Bowie.
Well, David Bowie too, but more so, what was our Jiminy Jam in New York City for the art fair?
Oh, Girl Talk.
Girl Talk. That's right, that particular album. Because I don't like all of his albums, but I like that particular one.
No, All Night is amazing. Yeah. I stand by that.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, when I miss Peter,
I thought you were gonna say Time Waster Radio.
I'll sign off with that. I need to hear Peter. I tune in too.
And who doesn't not need to hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, and I would say, I chased it with some Katy Perry, of course.
No, I'm on Team Katy. I'm sorry, Taylor. It's just, I prefer your Ryan Adams covers. That said, anything else to add to the conversation, Michelle? This time, because there will be more. The silence was amazing. Well, so here's how we end the show. The same way we started the show. 1, 2, 3. Time Waster Radio. Radio for those who refuse to listen. That's amazing that you got it even better at the end after. I think the coaching takes you. I think when I say we gotta do it like this, that's too much pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, let's do it one more time.
Okay.
I'm doing that because I knew that pressure. Time Waster Radio. Radio for those who refuse to listen.
Every time I do it, I mumble more and more.
And again, I'm the tipsy one. All right, this has been a beautiful episode. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for so many things.
Thank you, Peter Max Lawrence. Thank you for so much. And a special shout out to Mr. Puddles.
Oh, Mr. Puddles. Sorry. We'll see you the next go round. All right, goodbye.